Hey guys, Mr. here again for another video today, and we are back with another Can They Win the Stanley Cup? And this one is going to be an interesting one, 100%. Now, we are going to be taking over the New York Rangers, but we're not actually going to be the Rangers. We are going to be the New York Deadline Deals, because did they ever make a lot of trades? So maybe it's a mistake going to the Metropolitan Division. We may not even make the playoffs with this team for that reason, which would kind of suck. Maybe I should have done it in a different division, but then again, New York definitely did the biggest deals, and it was quite something. So we'll see how that goes. They made the biggest deals, and they probably made the most deals, really, too. But I mean, once we get a look at this team, it is a pretty solid team. I mean, really good forward depth. Defensively, it's not amazing, but our best player is a defenseman as well. And then the goaltending really isn't that great either. But like I said, I think it's a pretty good team, and I'm excited to see how this team will do. Now, more than likely, this will probably be the only episode of the day. Or the only video of the day. I don't really have time for franchise mode right now, and I'm also kind of sick right now. You guys may not be able to tell, but it's kind of bad. So let's go and take a look at this team. 93 overall offense, 90 defense, and 88 goaltending is not bad whatsoever. But yeah, let's look at the team. So we've got a top line of Evander Kane with Derek Brassard and Thomas Vanek. Then a second line of JT Miller with Paul Stastny and Vladislav Nemesnikov. Now right there, I'm going to make a line change because I should have snipers on different lines. So yeah, we'll just make that change. Now, for the third line, we have Thomas Tatar with Ryan Spooner and Rick Nash. That's a pretty good third line. And then our fourth line, we've got Patrick Maroon with Thomas Plekanec and Michael Grabner. So, like I said, a really solid team all around. And now looking at our defense, we have Ryan McDonough with Dion Phaneuf, and then Ian Cole with Nick Holden, and then Mike Riley with Michael Kempney. So, like I said, this should be an interesting season. The goaltending is Petr Mrazek and Darcy Kemper. We'll see how those go, or see how those goalies do. Now, Kane, he got traded to San Jose from Buffalo. Brassard, he was in a 3-team trade. I didn't really understand it too well, but yeah, I believe he got traded just to Pittsburgh. He didn't get traded to Vegas and then Pittsburgh. Pretty sure it was just to Pittsburgh, obviously from Ottawa. Nemesnikov went to, I almost said went to Tampa, went to the Rangers from Tampa. Vanek went from the Canucks to the Blue Jackets. Stastny went from the Blues to the Jets. Miller went from the Rangers to the Lightning. Tatar went from the Red Wings to the Knights, or to the Golden Knights. Spooner went from Boston to New York. Nash went from New York to Boston. So that's two line mates playing together. Grabner went from New York to New Jersey, if I'm not mistaken. Or the Rangers to the Devils, I guess. Plekanec went from Montreal to Toronto, and Maroon went from Edmonton to New Jersey. McDonough went from the Rangers to the Lightning. Phaneuf went from Ottawa to L.A. Holden went from New York to Boston, if I'm not mistaken. Cole went from Pittsburgh to Columbus, I'm pretty sure. Riley, I don't remember where Riley went. He went from Minnesota to, I want to say it might have been Montreal. Don't quote me on that, though. And then Kempney went from Chicago to Washington. And as for the goalies, Mrazek went from Detroit to Philadelphia, and then Kemper went from L.A. to Arizona. Yeah, so I believe I got everything right there. Maybe not Mike Riley, though. But guys, let me know if you're interested in seeing this exact team, but with the added players from all the trades that have happened this season. I do want to do that. So also on this team would be Matt Duchene, would be Adam Henrique, would be Sami Vatanen, and obviously there's some others, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. I believe there are some others But yeah, let me know if you guys would like to see that or not. But let's get right into this. We started off the season hot on a 7-point streak before we got our first regulation loss, which was against the Islanders. We had 5 wins and 2 extra time losses. So if we're playing like that, we could most definitely make the playoffs, although we're getting a lot of losses now. We do need to make sure that we stay quite a decent amount above 500. Now, I'm just going to get the notepad out now, and I might as well write it out now. So let's get the deadline deals. That's what I named the team. So we'll see if this team is able to win the Stanley Cup. Hopefully they can. I mean, this is one of the worst teams that we've done in quite a while. I think the last time we've done a team like that's really not that good, I want to say it was the rookies of this season, which, yeah, actually, I should do the rookies again because a lot of them got upgraded, and it would probably be even better now. Or they probably do even better now. But I think I might do it at the end of the season, maybe, just to see the final growth. So if we have 30 wins before 20 regulation losses at the deadline, I think that would be pretty good, and I think we'd be in a good spot there to make the playoffs. I don't know what's happening here, and maybe this is just the stop point that's going to take a while in this sim, which would definitely be interesting because I've never had it happen there before. So we'll see what's going on here. Let me know if any of your guys' teams made a big trade today or yesterday or just in the past week or so. Obviously, my favorite team, Toronto, they made a trade. Speaking of, Toronto wants Dion Phaneuf. No, I'm going to decline that just for the fact that we cannot make trades in this series, and also, I like Toronto. I don't want Dion Phaneuf. Thanks, though. We're going to keep getting trades. Do I turn trades off? I don't remember if I do or not. That's a good trade. Kapanen for Holden. I think Holden is definitely the worst player out of the two. I think Kapanen has a lot of potential in the future. So unfortunately, we hit 20 regulation losses before getting 30 wins. But can we get 30 wins by the deadline? We can. All right, so nice. We're just going to zoom right past the deadline, though. We have 74 points right now, which is good. Good thing we do have so many extra points. We have 16. That is really, really high. We may be on pace to hit like 20. Actually, no, it's definitely not going to happen. But we were close. We might hit 40 wins as well. We weren't able to hit 40 wins, but I do think we made the playoffs. We had 39 wins, and I believe it was 17 extra points. So 39 times 2, that is 78 plus 17. Yeah, that's definitely a playoff team. What is that, like 98 points or something, or 96 points or something? 95. Wow, I was pretty close for just math I did off the top of my head. So actually, we had both wildcard spots in our division, and we were still able to make it. So 39, 26, and 17 isn't the best record, but like I said, we made the playoffs, and that's the main thing. And since we did make the playoffs, we should be in good contention here. I did not mean to go here. Let's go to the calendar, and let's start going up against the Pittsburgh Penguins in round 1. We win game 1 in overtime. That is nice. Game number 2, though, unfortunately, we lose. Game number 3, we also lose. I don't see this team getting past the Penguins. The Penguins, I think, are just too good. And, yeah, we lose in 5 games, so that's actually not good. Losing in 5 games was really, really poor. We're just going to sim up until the end of the season. And, so we lost in the first round. Unable to win the Stanley Cup. Obviously, like I said, I think this team just isn't good enough. Now, I think if I do the team from players who have all been traded this year, we actually lost to the eventual Stanley Cup winners as well. Pittsburgh with the three-peat. That's unfortunate. Not a fantasy in that. But, let's go and see where we finished in the league. But, yeah, let me know if you guys would be interested in seeing that. seeing a team of all the players that have been traded this season. I think that would be quite an interesting one. So, yeah, of course, we finished in 11th place, which isn't too bad if you think about it. 95 points. There was a lot of good teams this season, to be fair. And we weren't even the last we weren't even the last place team to make the playoffs in our division. So, looking at the team, Vladislav Nemesnikov came in with the most points at 61, which is not too bad. Thomas Vanek with 60. He had a 29-goal season. I'm assuming the only 20-goal scorers were Kane and him, which arguably are two best snipers. Derek Brassard with 51 points, around his normal totals, if I'm not mistaken. Evander Kane, though, yeah, with the 24 goals. Stasny with 42 points. McDonough, our leading defenseman in points, also top 6 in points on the team with 41. That's really not that bad. Miller with 38, Maroon with 34, Nash with 32, Tatar with 32, Spooner with 30, Plekanec with 30, and we'll just scroll down a little bit. Dion Phaneuf had 13 goals this season. Jesus, he had more goals than Grabner, which just wouldn't happen. But everybody on the point got a team. Even defensive defensemen Cole, Kempany, and Riley. I mean, Riley's not really that offensively orientated. I believe, yeah, no, he's just not really. But, yeah, so let's see. Most goals on the team went to Vanek with 29, of course. Yeah, we only did have the two 20-goal scores. Best plus-minus went to Dion Phaneuf with a plus 20. Let's go check our goalies. Peter Mrazek with 28 wins in 65 games with a .922 save percentage and a 2.36 GAA. That's really not that bad. Kemper as a backup has done nowhere near as well as he has in this current season with a .907 and a 2.59. So, yeah, Kemper really didn't do that good. Let's go and check out the entire league, though. Vasilevsky with the most wins. Most games played went to Pekka Rinne. I'm assuming Rinne, maybe Bobrovsky here, or maybe Vasilevsky won the Vezina. I'm not sure, though. Barzal with the most points as a rookie. That is a really good season from him. I wonder if they would give it to DeBrincat just because he has such a better plus-minus. Maybe. That's definitely a possibility. Let's go check forwards now. Let's just check all skaters. Okay, so most points in the league went to Alex Ovechkin with 93. He had a 54-goal season, tied with Tarasenko. Now, I wonder how they would determine that. I would assume Ovi would get it, maybe just because he had more points, but I'm really not too sure about that. But yeah, a lot of goals. Only 4 40-goal scorers, though. Tavares with 40. Forsberg had 37. That's really good. Jakub Voracek had 35. That is really good. Yeah, okay, well, most assists as a forward went to Backstrom with 61. Makes sense. Highest plus-minus went to Jordan Eberle with a plus 35. Josh Bailey had 71 points this season. Now, I did see who had the most points as a defenseman. It was Erik Karlsson, and he did it absolutely disgusting this season. 81 points for him. Holy frick, there's a lot of 20-goal scorers here. 22 for Burns, Bufflin, and Ekman-Larsson. Then 20 for Karlsson. Then 14 for Hedman, Glefbaum, Yossi, Sergachev, Letang, and Subban. Wow, just a lot of goals on the back end this year. That is crazy. Mark Giordano is now a Pittsburgh Penguin in this sim as well. So, yeah, I'd be shocked if it didn't go to Erik Karlsson. Best plus-minus went to Yossi at 38. Most assists as a defenseman went to Karlsson at 61. So those are all those stats. Let's go check the awards really quickly. Pens with the three-peat, obviously. Tampa won the Presidents. Nashville made it to the final for the second year in a row against the Pittsburgh Penguins. That sucks. Ovi with the Art Ross, and with the Hart, Norris went to Karlsson, as you'd expect. Lady Byng went to Kessel. Calder went to Barzal. Conn Smythe went to Malkin. Vezina went to Rinne. Gibson and Miller shared the Jennings this season. Bill Masterton to Brendan Dillon. Selke went to Stahl, who is now a Shark. Ted Lindsay went to Ovi, and Maurice Richard also went to... Oh, no, they both actually share it. Huh, I've never seen that before. So Tarasenko and Ovi shared the award this season. That's interesting. Let's go see our player stats. In the playoffs, 4 points for Nemesnikov, and Kane was the leader. Nemesnikov had the most goals as well. at 3, and we'll finish it off here with the playoff tree. So that is going to be it from me, guys, in this episode. I mean, that's just not really much I can say about that. But thank you guys all so much for watching. Hopefully you all did enjoy, and I will see you in the next one. Goodbye.